At the beginning of 2026, something unexpected happened in the global K-pop conversation. Nothing happened. No surprise release, no sudden live stream, no headline-grabbing appearance. Yet Jungkook's name continued to circulate widely across social media platforms, fan forums, and international entertainment discussions. In an industry driven by constant visibility, his quiet presence has become a story in itself. Rather than fading into the background, Jungkook's silence has drawn attention, raising questions not of concern, but of intention. The transition into a new year often comes with heightened anticipation, especially for artists of Jungkook's stature. As 2026 began, many expected immediate announcements or visible activity following BTS's confirmed return trajectory. Instead, Jungkook entered the year calmly. No official schedules were released, no new solo projects were announced, public appearances remained minimal. For casual observers, this might appear uneventful. For longtime fans, however, the quiet carried meaning. Jungkook supporters are known for their attention to detail. Over time, they have recognized a recurring pattern in his career. Periods of silence often precede moments of significant artistic impact. Fan discussions in early January 2026 reflect this understanding. Across platforms, the prevailing sentiment is not worry, but trust. Many fans describe this phase as a preparation period, a time Jungkook has historically used to refine ideas, recover energy, and realign creatively. Rather than asking where Jungkook is, fans are asking what he is preparing. In today's music industry, constant visibility is often mistaken for relevance. Jungkook's approach challenges that assumption. His career has demonstrated that strategic absence can be as powerful as presence. By stepping back from constant public engagement, Jungkook allows anticipation to build organically rather than through forced promotion. Industry observers note that this restraint aligns with artists who prioritize longevity over momentary trends. Jungkook's quiet start to 2026 reinforces the idea that his career decisions are increasingly deliberate and long-term oriented. Another factor shaping this quiet period is Jungkook's life transition. Following military service and the intense phases of solo success and group preparations, a measured pace is not only reasonable, it is necessary. Entering 2026 without immediate public pressure allows Jungkook to recalibrate, both physically and creatively. Fans have repeatedly emphasized the importance of rest and balance, especially after years of continuous global attention. The calm start to the year is therefore widely interpreted as healthy rather than concerning. Throughout his career, Jungkook has built a reputation for meticulous preparation. Whether for performances, recordings, or major releases, he is known to take time behind the scenes before stepping forward publicly. This reputation adds credibility to the belief that the current quiet period is intentional. Many fans point out that Jungkook rarely appears without purpose. When he does return to the spotlight, it is usually with something fully realized. Despite minimal official activity, Jungkook's presence online remains strong. His name continues to trend, his past performances circulate widely. Fan-created content sustains engagement. This paradox, high visibility without direct participation, underscores the depth of Jungkook's cultural impact. He does not need constant updates to remain relevant. Jungkook's silence cannot be separated from BTS's broader trajectory. With the group preparing for a new chapter, coordination and timing become critical. A quiet start to 2026 may reflect alignment with group schedules rather than individual inactivity. Fans largely interpret this as a sign of unity rather than absence, evidence that Jungkook's personal timeline is intertwined with BTS's collective plans. While some media outlets frame Jungkook's low visibility as mysterious, fan discourse remains grounded. Rather than speculating about issues or setbacks, fans emphasize Jungkook's history of consistency and professionalism. This difference in perspective highlights a broader shift. Fans increasingly value sustainability over constant exposure. The narrative around Jungkook in early 2026 is therefore shaped less by speculation and more by trust. Jungkook's calm entry into 2026 reflects a form of quiet confidence. There is no urgency to prove relevance, no need to reclaim attention, no rush to announce. This confidence is rooted in a career built on substance rather than spectacle. Fans recognize this, and many express appreciation for an artist who does not feel compelled to perform visibility itself. Perhaps the most notable outcome of this quiet phase is the type of anticipation it creates. There is excitement, but not anxiety, curiosity, but not impatience, expectation, but not demand. This balance allows Jungkook space to move at his own pace while maintaining strong public support.
Looking back, Jungkook's periods of silence often precede meaningful returns, whether through music, performance, or artistic shifts. Fans are aware of this history, and it shapes their response to the present moment. The quiet start to 2026 is therefore seen less as an absence and more as the opening act of a longer narrative. The reaction to Jungkook's silence reflects a mature relationship between artist and fans. Rather than demanding constant output, fans prioritize well-being, preparation, and authenticity. This mutual understanding strengthens trust and deepens emotional connection. Jungkook's approach challenges traditional metrics of success. Instead of measuring impact through frequency, his influence is measured through presence, anticipation, and sustained relevance. In early 2026, Jungkook demonstrates that success does not always need to be loud. In storytelling terms, silence is often used to build tension and meaning. Jungkook's quiet start to the year functions in the same way. It creates space for interpretation without confirming anything prematurely. This narrative restraint adds depth to his public image rather than diminishing it. As January 2026 unfolds, Jungkook's calm presence continues to draw attention, not because of what he is doing publicly, but because of what he represents: stability, intentionality, preparation. The quiet does not feel empty, it feels deliberate. And for fans worldwide, that is enough to keep watching. As January 2026 continues, Jungkook's calm presence has begun to feel less like a pause and more like a prelude. The absence of immediate announcements no longer feels uncertain. Instead, it carries a sense of direction. Fans are not waiting nervously, they are waiting confidently. This distinction matters. It reflects a shift in how Jungkook's audience understands time, growth, and artistic rhythm. Rather than demanding momentum, the audience is embracing patience, and in doing so, they are acknowledging something fundamental. Jungkook no longer needs urgency to remain significant. In earlier stages of his career, silence might have sparked concern. In 2026, it sparks interpretation. Fans now read Jungkook's quiet periods through a psychological lens shaped by experience. They understand the emotional and mental cost of constant visibility. They understand that rest is not weakness, and preparation is not absence. This maturity in fandom culture mirrors Jungkook's own evolution. Artist and audience appear to be moving forward together, aligned in values rather than driven by demand. Time has always played a unique role in Jungkook's career. He debuted young, learned publicly, and matured under intense global attention. As a result, his understanding of timing, when to step forward and when to step back, has become one of his greatest strengths. The quiet start to 2026 reflects an artist who no longer races against trends. Jungkook moves with time instead of chasing it. This approach places him in a different category from artists driven by constant output. While fans remain calm, the industry watches with precision. Music executives, producers, and cultural commentators recognize that Jungkook's decisions often signal larger movements. His quiet presence suggests that something is being shaped carefully rather than rushed. In an industry where oversaturation is common, restraint becomes a statement. Jungkook's silence stands out precisely because it is rare and intentional. By 2026, Jungkook carries something few artists his age do: legacy. He is not simply building a career, he is protecting a narrative that spans years, genres, and generations of fans. This awareness influences how he moves forward. The calm beginning to the year reflects responsibility, not pressure, but awareness. Jungkook understands that every step now contributes to how his career will be remembered. Interestingly, attempts by Ilbu media voices to frame Jungkook's silence as mysterious or concerning have largely failed to gain traction. Fans respond with clarity and reassurance. They cite past examples, they share timelines, they emphasize trust. This rejection of panic narratives marks a turning point. The conversation around Jungkook in 2026 is no longer easily swayed by sensationalism. It is grounded, informed, and protective. Silence requires confidence. To remain quiet in an industry that rewards constant exposure means trusting one's foundation. Jungkook's confidence does not come from arrogance, but from consistency. His catalog speaks, his performances remain visible, his influence continues. In this context, silence becomes a luxury earned, not a risk taken. Traditional productivity in pop music is measured by releases, appearances, and promotions. Jungkook challenges this definition. His productivity is internal as much as external. It exists in preparation, reflection, and refinement. Fans increasingly recognize this invisible labor as valid and valuable. This redefinition aligns with broader cultural shifts towards sustainability and mental well-being in creative industries.